President William Ruto has demonstrated once again that he is very smart, and therefore he cannot allow himself to be defeated even one moment. William Ruto has literally beat Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua 10-0, actually like Burukenge, leaving the two politicians helpless as they carry their dusty rugged cross of defeat in 2027. But how did President Ruto manage to do this? Join me as we find out. Number 1, William Ruto has appointed 3 very influential Mount Kenya politicians to be members of his cabinet. Now, the former Health CS Mutahi Kagwe is now set to join Ruto's cabinet in the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock. This was part of the agreement that William Ruto had made with former President Uhuru Kenyatta when he had visited him at his Ushaweri home. Ruto has particularly chosen Mutahi Kagwe, who hails from Nyeri County, to neutralize the effect of Governor Mutahi Kahiga, who is Rigathi Gachagua's biggest supporter and ally. I think on this one, Ruto was a smart thinker, and now he has literally stripped Rigathi Gachagua of his clothes and left him naked. As if this is not enough, President William Ruto has also appointed former Nakuru Governor Lee Kinyanjui to be the Cabinet Secretary for Trade, Investment and Industry. This is also a smart move by President Ruto because I think Governor Lee had hinted something about running against Susan Kihika for the Nakuru governorship come 2027. Mr. Kinyanjui has now been brought on board by Ruto, and therefore he will no longer spend his time looking for mistakes done by Susan Kihika, who is William Ruto's number 1 biggest political ally in the larger Rift Valley region. Now, had Governor Kinyanjui been left to wander like birds in the wilderness, there would be danger of him forming an alliance with former DP Rigathi Gachagua and now presidential aspirant Kalonzo Musyoka. Former Kiambu Governor William Kabogo has also been appointed as Cabinet Secretary in the Ministry of ICT and the Digital Economy. William Kabogo was planning to run for president in 2027, but Ruto has actually finished him up completely by bringing him on his table. Apart from that, the president had seen that if Kabogo is left to wander around in the streets, then he would most likely be a victim of Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka's influence. Governor Kabogo will also serve to neutralize the effects of the likes of Gathoni wa Mushomba, who together with Rigathi Gachagua and Cleopas Malala is in the process of registering a new political party that is expected to counter the effects of William Ruto in Mount Kenya. Appointing William Kabogo to the cabinet is, in my opinion, a very smart political move that was well thought out by President William Ruto. Number 2, William Ruto has again appointed 2 powerful Mount Kenya politicians to be chairpersons of state corporations and government agencies. And on this one, the president was very clear and he was very crafty on the decisions that he made. Now, on top of the list is Nderitu Mureithi, the former governor of Laikipia County. Ruto has appointed him the chairperson of the board of directors of the Kenya Revenue Authority. Now, Governor Mureithi is also an influential Mount Kenya politician, and with this appointment, he will switch gears towards supporting and defending the president at all costs. And with him, the mountain can never be the same again in terms of political mobilization. Mr. Anthony Mwaura is another son of the mountain who has also been appointed by the president to serve as the chairperson of the board of directors of the Kenya Rural Roads Authority. Remember, this is a very important docket. Apart from being a former manager at the Kenya Revenue Authority, Mwaura is still undeniably very influential in Mount Kenya, and the president has seen it fit to reward him, and the intention of this was to balance the status quo. Mr. Kembi Gitura is another leader from the mountain who has been appointed by the president to serve as the chairperson of board of directors of Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. Now, one wonders why the president appointed this gentleman to this kind of docket. Mr. Gitura is a former deputy speaker of the Senate, and he brings with him a lot of political mobilization experience in the Mount Kenya region. Being the son of the mountain, is even an added advantage, because from these nominations, we can clearly see that William Ruto's intention is to crash down Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka, and to crush them completely, and if possible, wipe out Rigathi Gachagua and Kalonzo Musyoka from Kenya's political scene. Now, Rigathi has been going around in churches and funerals, talking about how Ruto has betrayed the mountain by impeaching him. Now, I wonder what he will say on Sunday when he attends church, because now Ruto has appointed 6 powerful politicians from his backyard to be cabinet secretaries and chairpersons of state corporations. It would be very interesting to watch how Rigathi Gachagua will now play his politics, now that Ruto has made these appointments and Rigathi Gachagua can no longer talk about the politics of betrayal. If anything, Rigathi will have to look for another subject to discuss in funerals and gatherings, because now the status quo has been altered. Ruto amemnyamazisha kabisa. To some extent, I feel that the president was just waiting for Rigathi Gachagua and his allies, the likes of Kalonzo Musyoka and Gathoni wa Mushomba, to announce the structure of their new political party so that the president can retaliate with the so-called broad-based cabinet appointments, which are mostly sons and daughters of the mountain. I'm pretty sure in the coming days, Kalonzo Musyoka, Rigathi Gachagua, and their allies will convene a high-stakes meeting to discuss the way forward, now that Ruto has done what he has done, now that Ruto has actually stripped them off from their clothes and left them politically naked. Now, politics is politics. And despite the general feeling that the mountain has moved on and can no longer consider the president in 2027, no matter what the president is seemingly doing, the appointments that we have seen, I believe, will actually go a long way into balancing the status quo. And before 2027 arrives, the president shall have turned things around in a manner that nobody has ever expected. At the end of the day, guys, this is just but my opinion. Do let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more informative content such as this. And in the event you're watching for the first time, please remember to check out my YouTube channel, and I guarantee you will be treated to a ton of content of recent political, policy, and governance issues in Kenya. I am committed to informing, educating, and entertaining in a manner that mainstream media cannot. If you find my content interesting, please don't hesitate to let me know by reaching out to me through my social media handles that are available on the description of my channel. Alright guys, this is all I had for you. Let's meet in the next video.